Hey guys, FilthyRobot here, continuing our playthrough of EU4 with Arumba, and we're in the aftermath of a glorious victory.
Yeah, we're awesome.
Yeah, awesomely lucky.
Yeah, well, we had Wallace, and now we have, his name is not that first word, it's Crawford.
Oh, that's right.
Crawford's pretty damn impressive. I'm very pleased with him.
Points are, yeah, he's got amazing stats. I gotta say though, like I've been really enjoying. I like the phased element of this. So like a war is spot over the course of maybe tens, if not hundreds of years. In the sense you have multiple wars with different war goals, and it goes like a piecemeal approach. I really like this approach to conquering land in this type of game. That's very enjoyable for me so far. But I must say the AI, I mean, it felt like a lot of the times for that last fight for us, just to kind of like, I guess it's a little bit meta because we're stepping outside of the impact of the campaign here and talking a little bit about the gameplay mechanics. I'm not sure. I mean, it felt like what we were doing with our army was essentially waiting until the AI did something stupid with its army to a degree. You know, like, and that's a little disheartening because I mean, I not that I know of a game that has perfect AI that's just amazing to play against, that's still fun but not cheating and also really good. I don't know of any game like that, to be totally honest. But it did feel like kind of part of the war was just essentially waiting for them to do something that they shouldn't be doing and then taking advantage of it.
Yeah, well, until they continue to make the AI better, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, if you're looking for a more competitive experience, then maybe multiplayer would be the way to go. I mean, right now you're learning. Maybe next time we could play against each other. I could kick your ass, and you'd see how you feel about it.
Well, my point, yes, I suppose I could go. That is a quick way to accelerate the learning curve, is to go get crushed by people who are better than you at it, for sure. But I was just kind of wondering if that is pretty indicative of how the fights tend to be in general. Like, is that generally what you end up doing when you're fighting against AI, is looking for that?
I would say most of the time, I'll know pretty early on in any given war whether or not I can win. And the specific method that is going to be necessary to make that win happen. Sometimes, like, and this happens most often with coalitions, you'll just get dogpiled by so many troops that there's nothing that you could possibly do to win. Okay. But beyond that, yeah, I mean, you can conquer the entire world in this game. You can conquer every other nation that exists and make it all one tag, one country. So
feels like that would probably take you a very long time.
Yeah, it's not an easy accomplishment. It's called World Conquest, and it is a hallmark of like knowledge of game mechanics, and some people really enjoy that kind of stuff. But it is tedious. It takes a long time. It's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And
I've been meaning to ask, what are our victory conditions for this campaign? What are we trying to do?
I don't know. I guess get you to the point where you feel like you understand everything that's happening and have a pretty good gameplay like grasp of like where to go and what to do next. And I mean, we could stop whenever that happens, or we could keep going. It's up to you.
Okay. Well, maybe that will be a discussion for another time. I'm just kind of curious. Yeah. I mean, this has been very focusing for me. Like the goal of getting rid of England seems pretty fine. Pretty good goal for the meantime.
Yeah. All
right. So it looks like a lot of stuff got reevaluated right now.
Yeah, we just reloaded because my computer was being silly. And the English separatists have already ticked up again, unfortunately. So they're about to fire 0.8 years. I was hoping our war exhaustion would tick down a little bit faster. Looks like we might have to... yeah, it's probably a good idea to get our maintenance up to full. And go park our army in one of the two English provinces.
Why is our gold negative?
We just raised maintenance.
Oh, you just did that. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to go park an army down near...
Did you decline?
Yes. Okay. Yep. I'm also going to turn
I declined that before the break, but perhaps it wasn't part of the save.
Well, you did, but then every single time you reload, it reevaluates, so they just asked it again.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, I also just turned the fort on in London, just to help protect that province if they do rebel in that location.
Okay.
Brittany has declared war upon Provence. They cite excommunication. So the Papal State excommunicated Provence because they share borders and they hate him, and Brittany is using that as an excuse to go beat up on him. You might recall that France at one point was excommunicated.
Yeah.
But France just paid off all the debt of Tunis. Be nice if he did that for us too.
Yeah, will he? Yeah, how do we get him to do that?
I won't. He's not very nice. Not a nice man. Okay, there's a January tick. That's very good. Separatism just came down by a little bit. Looks like we might be able to get by without having to fight any troops, is my guess. Because our cores are coming in so fast, really, compared to normal, because they are accepted culture group. Right? So instead of being 36 months, it's only 18 months. So we just got to hold out till January of next year, and then all of our cores will be done. There goes all of our overextension. War exhaustion will be gone in 18 months. And then the remaining army that we have will be large enough to put down most of the unrest in these provinces, so.
Good. And we can start thinking about who we want to fight again.
Well, more importantly, we get to start focusing on maximizing money and trade, because you decided to go for trade ideas. Now, I've held off on bringing this up because there's a couple
long-ass conversation.
It won't be too bad. What we need to do is we need to transition from our current node, which is the North Sea node, into the English Channel. And we can actually start that discussion now while we're waiting, but first things first, let's get our diplomats doing something, and then we'll kind of go from there. Let's see. Denmark is allied with people we don't care about. Let's secure our finances, get our debts paid off, get our navy up to snuff, and then I think we can easily win a war against Denmark on our own, because we're gonna be really strong on the navy side very, very soon.
Good.
Our income's gonna be spectacular once we make this trade transition. So for now, I think we should probably. We already topped off relations with the French. We've already topped off relations with the Pope Man. I guess we could improve with Austria. Would be a good idea. The Holy Roman Emperor. We'll go through. We'll check our rivals. You know, see who hates him. So England. We could try to improve with Burgundy, but France hates Burgundy, so it's just not very likely to make any difference for us. There's really no good targets for us to be working our diplomats on. Still.
Yeah, I know. It's been fed up with them for a while.
All right, I guess we just go top off our spy network with Denmark again. There's nothing else to do with them.
10 invested influence towards becoming the next papal controller. We don't want to be the papal controller, right?
Well, being the papal controller can be very good. Why don't you go ahead, bottom right-hand corner, slightly to the left of the actual map interface.
Yeah, that's what I clicked on, because I was trying to decide. I was trying to see if we could get anything useful out of them.
Yeah. Okay, so we have 30.32 papal influence right now. We're gaining 1.42 papal influence per year. The buttons on the top right are things you can spend this on directly that give you direct, tangible benefits that are very, very, very good. It's really, really nice to be able to just say, I want one more mercantilism, please. Sign me up. Or I want one free stability. You know, like those things are amazing. On the other hand, you can spend your papal influence, and what that does is it gives you a chance on the next death of the current leader of the Curia, which right now, the flag at the very center of the top, is the papal state. The papal state themselves is the control of the Curia.
Okay.
So, whenever the current ruler of the papal state dies, then the listed chance in this column is the chance of that person becoming the next controller of the Curia. Okay. If you hover over the flag at the top center of this thing, it tells you the benefits from being the controller.
Yeah, I was just looking at them.
So you get an extra diplomat, you're going to gain some prestige, your advisors are cheaper, you have more advisors to choose from, you can't have extras or anything. It's not saying you can have 5 advisors now. No, it's saying that by default, you're given a presentation of 3 to choose from. Now you'll be able to choose out of a total of 5 for each category. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Tech cost goes down, leader without upkeep, aggressive expansion impact. And then you're allowed to do those 2 interactions. You can call for a crusade against someone from another religious group, and you can excommunicate rulers, which is what happened to France and recently to Provence.
Yep.
So it's okay, it's nice to be the Curia controller, but most often I usually spend my papal influence on like the mercantilism, the stability, the free prestige or diplomatic reputation, national tax modifier. All these things are really, really good. But those minimum cost 50, and we're a little ways off from that.
So we're just waiting right now. Bleeding a little bit of money.
Yep. Not
actually
much.
Bleeding a lot because we're repeatedly renewing these loans.
Yeah. And as soon as we can lower maintenance, we will want to. That's for sure. France continuing to pay off the debt of Tunis. Why is Tunis continuing? Oh my god, Tunis is getting their butt kicked. Tunis, northern coast of Africa. They're occupied by multiple countries on multiple sides. They're getting wrecked. Something fierce. English separatists now at 90%.
Yeah. All right, that's danger zone like levels, right?
Yeah, but we're at full maintenance. We've got our good general. It's just kind of annoying.
Sorry, where is it? So how do I see exactly where it is? Lincolnshire. Yeah, but which is it going to spawn in one of those areas?
Yeah,
Lincolnshire or Essex.
Go to the stability and expansion tab.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see English separatists are at 90% progress, and then top right of their little pop-up dialog, it says 16k. So it's going to be a 16k stack. It's going going to spawn in one of the two provinces that have positive unrest. So either...
Wait a minute, I'm at the English separatist. I see independence for England, 90%. Where are you seeing the 16K?
Slightly to the top right of that. Above the handle them button?
I don't have a handle them button. I have to click on them direct, and that's England. So I went, okay, so clicking on English separatists.
Oh, okay. You've clicked on it from the outliner?
Yeah.
Okay, click back.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the stability and expansion tab.
There's a 16K. Got it. Okay, it was still on that tab. It just isn't like the next menu past it when you go enter through that. Okay.
Yep. So that's the size of the army, and it's going to spawn in one of the two provinces that has a positive unrest.
Okay.
So hopefully it doesn't fire. I mean, they have a 12.9% chance of firing every month. If we can just get through to January, 6 months or so, then we can probably make this rebellion not even happen. But if it does fire, it fires. It's part of the cost of winning this war is that we're going to have to deal with rebellion for a while. It was an expensive investment.
But an investment will pay off in the long run.
Should pay off in a very short run if we can move our capital to London. I mean, our capital's nice, don't get me wrong, but, they've got tea and crumpets in London, and...
How do we tell if England is plotting to attack us?
Well, based on the claims that they fabricate, if they have you rivaled or not, they can't try to attack us while there's a truce. We have a 15-year truce with them, so...
Okay.
Are you worried about, having our army morale down or something?
I was just wondering, I see the English stacks wandering around, and I'm like, what do I need to be focusing on to make sure that's not a problem?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he's doing, but he's just marching around. He's not at war.
Okay, maybe he's putting down unrest too.
Okay, we are 94% of the way there. Still no revolt. Nice. Brittany has announced us as their rival. Interesting. So Brittany has rivaled us, which makes them an eligible rival for us. They weren't an eligible rival before. They're much weaker than we are. I think we should counter-rival them.
Okay, so I found them on the map using F, although it gave me the province of Brittany as opposed to the nation of, but when I zoom out, I got that. So let's take a look at their rivals are just us and Provence.
Mm-hmm.
Provence. Okay, so if we go to us, our current rivals are England, Denmark, and no rival selected. We can have 3?
Yes.
Okay, so we should just definitely do that. Oh, we have 2 available now. We have Burgundy as well.
Yeah.
If I right-click on... so I'm in that screen. I don't want to accidentally select it. So if I right-click there, can I still use the flag to right-click to see who Burgundy's alliances are?
Not from the select rival screen. I wouldn't do it there.
Okay.
Yeah, just go right-click next to... They're the country slightly to the right of France. The big sort of magenta-ish, purplish one.
Yeah, okay. Got it. So they're enemies... Enemies? Yeah, they're enemies of England, so we don't want to rival them, because they're rivals with... Oh, they're rivals with France, though.
Yeah, Burgundy hates France and England. We like that they hate England, but we don't like that they hate France. We can't really become
so
friends.
They're kind of a mixed bag over there.
Yeah, if you want to be friends with France, you can't really be friends with Burgundy.
I don't really know what I want to do with France quite yet.
Okay. We should rival Brittany, because
exactly.
The only reason we're allowed to rival Brittany is because he rivaled us. As soon as he stops having us rivaled, we're not going to be allowed to rival him, so we might as well rival him now, because he's not likely to stay a valid rival for very long.
Okay, and he will remain rivaled, even if he's not a valid rival later?
So long as he has us rivaled. So, at least for the next, 15 years, we're going to be rival to Brittany, which is great, because as soon as we've recovered our economy, we're going to go and humiliate him. Literally humiliate him. We're going to use something called a Humiliate CB, which we're about to gain at the beginning of next month. And we're going to go and just humiliate him, because we don't necessarily want to take his land. We can't core it. We can't claim it. Well, we can core it, but we can't claim any of it. We don't want to take land that's directly adjacent to France, because France will get pissy with us about that.
Why don't we want to... why can't we take their land?
Because it's directly adjacent to France. Okay, right-click on France. Any niche. Okay, go to the diplomatic feedback tab.
Uh-huh.
Okay, notice how all of Brittany is in yellow?
Yeah.
France considers that to be of strategic utility. So he intends to expand there at some point in the near future.
He also thinks he's expanding onto our island.
Yeah, he's wrong about that part. But, yeah. So, it'd be a bad idea to take land from Brittany, but because they're our rival, we now have the Humiliate Rival CB that we can use, which once we have paid off our debts and we're in a good position, we're going to go do. And by doing Humiliate Rival, you gain a bunch of prestige and you get 30 power projection. And that is very important. Because if we can get
Okay.
above 50 power projection, then we're going to have +1 monarch point in each category every month.
That's awesome.
It's really strong.
So we had another one too. We have gained trade protection causus belli versus Brittany as well. Hunt down privateers that harm your trade.
Yep. So what that means is that he is privateering in one of our nodes, in a node that we collect trade in, or a node that we have full power in. So if you look at the North Sea,
Okay.
go to the trade map mode and click on the North Sea, and then there's a black part in that big huge trade power pie chart.
Yes.
Hover over the black part, and you can see who is privateering in this node. You can see that Brittany and Lubeck are both privateering in the North Sea right now, which is what's giving us that casus belli. Basically, it gives us a justification to go attack them. Hey, you're privateering in our node. Stop that. We're going to kill you.
Okay.
So we could do
We can
that.
attack them with that. It is a war action then to hunt down privateers.
Yes, it's a casus belli that we get. We don't necessarily want to do that right now because we still have war exhaustion. We still have cores to finish. We've got stuff.
I was asking about that the other time too. I was just kind of curious what it meant. Scotland gets foreign contracts, giving the following effects: diplomatic reputation +1.
Yep, so that was our mission.
Okay. Let's go take a look at what other missions are available.
Okay, now
manpower.
now the fun begins. I'm very excited about this. This is gonna be glorious. Okay.
Because the coring finished.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. What are you looking at? What are you working on?
I was looking at the mission. I was going to see if we should take that mission or not.
It's not a
It's
bad
just the
mission.
manpower.
Yeah, I mean we're not going to stay at peace for 9 years or whatever, but it's not a bad mission to take because if you end up at war, it just auto cancels and you'll get it back the next time you're at peace anyway.
Oh, truly?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm taking that.
Might as well take it just because it's available. Sure, why not?
Okay.
Okay, so looking at the new land that we have a new alert at the top saying that you have states that can be created.
Yes.
We have currently only 5 states out of a maximum of 15, so there's no reason to not create these as states.
Where do you see that we have a maximum of 15?
Stability and expansion tab.
Go back to stability and extension tab. Got it.
Below the war exhaustion
Yep.
and stability, you can see we have 2 territories, 5 states, maximum of 15 states. So we're going to turn our 2 territories now into states, and then we'll be at 15, maximum 7 actual.
Okay.
So you click on any of the land that we just conquered from England, the 3 provinces, and then
Yep.
it's that button to the right, top
to
right.
Make it a state.
Mhm.
All right, if I make London a state right now,
Mhm.
I can do that, and then I can add to that state. Because I don't really understand states right now. I don't understand. So coring, I now know functionally how to do coring, although I'm not necessarily sure I understand kind of from a over like top-down approach of what the hell the point of it is past it integrates it into your country. So, and I'm definitely not entirely sure what states are doing. So I'm making a state. That's okay. So I've done that now. Making East Anglia into a state will cost us 0.34 in maintenance, but will increase our income by about 0.46. It'll also increase our manpower and sailors. Okay, got it.
Okay, so let's just talk about areas again. So go to the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Look at the maps. We're going to go to geographical map modes. Open up the areas map mode.
What the fuck is that? Geographical map modes, areas. Okay.
All right, then click on London.
Okay.
This is letting you know what is in the area of London. There's 3 provinces: London, Essex, and Norfolk. So
I don't necessarily see that. So I have London selected. Oh, they're pink. They're all pink. Got
yes, everything is removed from color except for the provinces that are in this state. So those 3 constitute this state or area. Area and state in this case are synonymous. So you've just said that this area, every province in this area is now a core state in our country.
Every province in this area is now a core state in our country.
Right.
Does that mean something?
Yeah, it means that the autonomy can go down to 0%. If it was just a territory, the autonomy can only go down to 75%.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yes. Now the other one that we can do was the Lincolnshire one. Now if you don't have a province selected, click on like the water next to Dogger Bank. Now you're going to see colors all over the place. This is showing all of the states.
The state groupings.
Yeah, now if you want to see like, okay, so Lincolnshire, so you click on that one, now you can see all of the provinces that are just in Lincolnshire. There's 4 of them.
Yep.
We only have 1, but it's still, we have plenty of capacity for more, so we might as well turn it into a state as well.
Okay. So I'm going to click to make it a state.
And now because we had territorial claims or territorial cores on this land, now we're going to have to pay extra points to make them on a full actual core. So we paid half the price to core the land.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Now we have to pay even more to actually make them full cores. Go ahead and do that in each of those 3 provinces.
Oh, it's expensive. Forgot how expensive this was.
Yeah, it's 26th development capital in London. Okay, and now we need to talk about this whole like trade thing.
Okay.
The question is, do we want to do it now or in the next episode?
It's going to have to be next episode. We don't have time this episode.
Okay. Well, in that case, we will talk about moving your capital, moving your trade node, and why it's a good thing in the next episode.
Man, this goes quick. See you guys soon.
In a bit.